Well, it's beautiful outside tonight, so we're gonna take advantage and we're gonna work on the buck house. Lydia has got a bunch of goats interested in these shutters. So I bought these shutters and we cut them in half. They're just plastic. We're gonna put them over on that buck house to make it look even more snazzy. Step one, let Nellie and Fern out. Otherwise they'll drive us nuts. Okay, bye. Have fun with your friends. Oh, there's Stella, your best friend.
Oh.
See that? All right, we have a sneaking suspicion that Stella is in heat since she's trying to mount Fern and Nellie and whoever else she can. She was also really loud this morning. So basically, whenever a goat shows behavior that they don't normally show, then that usually means that they're in heat. And I thought this morning that Stella might be in heat, and I think she is. Okay, the little shutters are on. They're kind of silly, just these little shutters. We kind of need to add a little bit of trim around the windows, but we're gonna do that afterwards because we couldn't do it before because the shutters are a little too wide, but it'll be good. Scout, what are you doing?
You're gonna jump onto that tree?
So fun. Big jungle gym in our backyard.
Go, do it. Wow.
Remember how you used to be so scared when they would climb trees?
Well,
now
yeah,
you're like,
they got stuck. They got stuck in those trees that I was scared of them climbing.
now you're like, it's fine.
I'll leave them up there long enough, they'll figure out how to get down.
Luna, did you find a buddy?
Hi.
That looks good.
Alright.
I like it. So the breeding plan for the fall is that Fern bred already a couple weeks ago. That means she's due October 21st. So we have that on the calendar. Now, I know a lot of you guys are anxious for us to breed Stella, but we want a month distance between kiddings. So, although we could breed Stella right now, we're gonna wait till her next heat so that there's a good 4 weeks apart between when Fern delivers and when Stella delivers. This way, their babies would still play together because a 4-week-old baby would totally play with a newborn baby. And then also it just gives us a break. It's too much work to take care of mamas and get no sleep during that time. We just want things to be nice and spaced out. We want that mama to get all the attention and love and care and take our time. And that brings me to some news I have for you guys. I have decided to keep Winston intact. And I know this is crazy to have 2 bucks, but here's my plan. I think it's a good one. Winston is developing into a really nice little buckling, and I'm thinking that I might want to use the genetics that come from the amazing milking lines of Willow and Penny and breed that back into my herd. So I'll raise him up as a buck at the same time that Zorro is being raised up. And then I will use Winston once to breed, I think, to Tilly, and then that way I can improve Tilly's udder attachment through that line. The only downside is that we'll only be able to use Winston once because he's related to too many does in our herd. I'm not worried about selling Winston after the fact because I have a lot of people interested in a good quality buck. So, I know this is crazy. I know we were gonna originally just keep him as a wether, but I think it would be a really good idea to raise him up as a buck. Hopefully his legs stay nice and straight, which so far they look great. And then breed him once back into our herd so we can get those amazing milking lines. So let me know what you think about this plan. I think it's a good one. Zorro and Winston will both become little bucks together and we'll try out this new breeding plan. Doris and Willow will hopefully be bred to Zorro so we can bring those lines back into our herd and see how that turns out. Since Doris, Tilly, and Willow have all had their babies recently, we won't be breeding them for a little while. So right now we're focusing just on Fern and Stella, the yearling doelings, and we're excited to see what kind of babies they produce. Oh, and eventually we will breed Tatum and Winnie to Zorro, but that's way down the line.
Well, Kiwi's done a great job of taking care of these chicks, and I think we only need a few more days of them together and we can let them out into the pasture.
Well, Kiwi thought she was getting 1 chick and she's got 15 instead. She thought she was getting one huge chick as big as a full-size chicken, and she gets 15 little ones that add up to 1 chick if you weighed them all. She is surprised, but she is happy. She's looking up for a way out of this cage because she wants to take them for a walk all around the yard. It's gonna be really fun.
Okay guys, I promised you that I would take you along on our milk testing journey. So tonight we're gonna start the process. Don't mind this guy right here. Kevin found him in our neighbor's trash.
Bulk trash.
But people wanna know why you go digging in other people's trash. Why?
Only if there's something really, really good.
No, no, I was gonna explain, like, so in Arizona we have this thing, like 1 Saturday a month you can put bulk trash out on your driveway and the city will come pick it up. And like, it's big things, like maybe like TV boxes and just couches, things you wanna get rid of.
Scarecrows and exercise punching guys.
So that's what Kevin got. Okay ladies, are you ready for your first milk testing?
All right.
So we're not doing the milk testing tonight. What we're doing tonight is we are milking them out and making sure everything's gone and then separating them from the babies. So we have the proper amount of milk next morning when we do the test. So they probably don't have any, but I'm just gonna make sure that they're fully emptied out. Maybe she still has them. A little bit. All right, that was a good cup from Willow, so it was a good thing that I milked her. Since they're with their babies all day, normally they would be nursing their babies, which Willow does, but I want to make sure every little bit is out so we start fresh and we know exactly how much milk they're producing in 24 hours. Doris is the best. She's never gonna kick.
Yeah.
You can always trust that she's gonna be good. She feels pretty drained, so I bet you she fed Daisy really well today.
She eats a lot.
A little bit. Okay, Doris had just like 1/4 cup of milk, so that tells me that she's been pretty good about feeding Daisy all throughout the day. Watch, when I call her name, oh there she is. Tilly, come on Tilly, come on. Tilly, come on. There she comes. Good girl, you know your name. Hurry past the piggy. Oh wow, Tilly's like totally empty.
Oh really?
Like nothing.
Tatum's really getting her.
I guess the thing is like, are they producing lots of milk or are they feeding their babies a lot? That's what we're gonna find out tomorrow. I have to say from my observations that Tilly is definitely the best mama. So we'll see tomorrow what the true numbers are and which one is producing the most. It's time to put all of the doelings away. Yeah, I know, she'll squeeze out, look. Watch, I'm gonna film it. Go ahead and get Tatum. Luna, you watch, okay? Don't let her get out. All right. So the reason that we have to lock the babies up at exactly 7 o'clock is that tomorrow I need a full 12-hour fill up on their udders so that that first test is accurate. Well, the milk testing this morning was quite the adventure. The purpose of milk testing is to not only figure out how much each goat is producing, but to figure out their butterfat and protein contents, which is really important when it comes to your feeding practices and also to figure out which goats are the star milkers. A local supervisor came by and watched me milk into these little buckets, and then we weighed it to see how many pounds they produced. Doris is coming in at about 2.6 pounds, which is great. Next, I use this little ladle, mix up the milk, and then pour it into these little sample vials. There's a little preservative inside, so I have to gently mix it so it's all incorporated. After that, I just pour the milk into these containers and move on to the next goat. Tilly had a lot less. She was only coming in at 2 pounds, almost 2 pounds even. And finally, Willow came in at right at the exact same as Doris, 2.6. So that's amazing for a first-time freshener. I'll collect again at night for a second test and then ship it off to the lab. We'll get our results back soon and I'll let you know what what they are.
Big, 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 big. Oh.
Lydia, she's out again.
Drat.
I know, the white one is
I'll
there.
get the easy eggs.
I don't know, she's gotten a lot nicer, that little white one.
What, have you been hanging out with her? Is that how you know?
No, watch. I'll put my hand in there and she won't peck at me. What you have to do is you have to pet her on the head first, and then she'll let you do it. See?
What the heck?
Yeah, she does. You just gotta pet her. And she won't do it.
It like distracts her.
Yeah.
And you're like,
It does. These leash fighters,
oh.
they're not mean, they're just big, and they don't,
Oh,
yeah, you give them a little pat.
it's okay. We are nice. We just want your eggs. Also, why are you wet? That's what I was touching that was wet.
Oh no.
Oh, I don't want to do that, Mom. Let it dry, and we'll come back.
Okay. We have got tomatoes galore in the garden, and so today I'm gonna whip up a dish that includes a lot of things from the garden, including the tomatoes, a head of garlic, and this big ol' zucchini. We've also got a little bit of basil I'm gonna use to top it off.
All the things you said just to hurt me, and love just went cold.
Fresh tomatoes are amazing. Hands down, the best thing you'll ever eat. But once they start producing, you gotta eat them up fast, and pretty soon you get a little sick of them. We're not sick of them yet, so tonight I'm gonna start by roasting these tomatoes with a little bit of olive oil, and of course, garlic. Once that's all mixed up, all I have to do is add some salt and pepper, and then roast it for about 20 minutes. Next, we're gonna bread some chicken. So first, I'm going to crack a couple eggs into a bowl, add a little bit of goat's milk, and mix it together. After everything is all coated, I'm gonna stick it in the handy dandy air fryer, add a little bit of olive oil, and then cook for about 8 minutes. My favorite thing about growing our own food is that there's never any waste. I always give a little bit of whatever I'm cooking in Hermione's pig pail, and she loves it. To season the zucchini, I'm going to mix together oregano and garlic powder, and while the pasta's cooking, I'm going to lightly saute these in a little bit of butter. The tomatoes are roasted, the chicken is done, and now I just have to mix it together and add a little bit of basil on top. This is definitely a classic, delicious summer dish. And it was pretty dang good, if I do say so myself. Thanks guys for watching today's video. Now we've had a lot of fun breeding events over the years, so if you have some time, check out this one.